All right, what is going on, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to the KC Sports Report. Michael Darcy, your host here as always, and tonight I'm going to break down the Kansas City Chiefs' unbelievable playoff victory over the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Divisional Round. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just see things that are unexplainable. The Kansas City Chiefs just won one of the greatest playoff games of all time. They just beat the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium in an overtime thriller by the final score of 42-36. And with this win, the Chiefs advance to play the Cincinnati Bengals next week in the AFC Championship game. And with this loss, the Buffalo Bills season is over. This was by far one of the craziest games I have ever seen. And quite frankly, it was one the Chiefs had no business winning. They got down 36-33 with 13 seconds left in the game, and it didn't look good. But Patrick Mahomes yet again displayed his greatness, and in 2 plays, they got in field goal range, and Harrison Butker, I think, kicked a 49-yard field goal attempt. That went through the uprights, and it became a tie game at 36. That game went into overtime. Harrison Butker ended up winning the coin toss against Josh Allen, and the Chiefs drove down the field. Patrick Mahomes hit Travis Kelce in the corner of the end zone on a nice toe-tap touchdown, and the Chiefs escaped this divisional round game with an unprecedented win. This win is by far one of the craziest things I have ever seen. I literally cannot believe what I saw. My eyes were deceiving me. My blood pressure is probably going through the roof right now. The Chiefs pulled a miracle out of nowhere. This is the Mahomes Miracle. With 13 seconds left in this game after the Chiefs defense collapsed, they somehow found a way to win this game. This is something that we've never seen, and honestly, I don't know if we're ever going to see it again. This is quite possibly one of the greatest playoff wins of all time. I can't even believe what we saw in this game. The fact that the Chiefs didn't have a perfect game. I mean, they really didn't. They had some key injuries. Tyrann Mathieu got hurt on the first series of the game and was ruled out, and they let the Bills convert on a lot of fourth downs. I mean, Gabriel Davis had like 4 touchdowns, and at times Josh Allen just looked unstoppable, but they still had no answer for Patrick Mahomes. The Buffalo Bills were the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. They were supposedly world beaters, and the Kansas City Chiefs, with 13 seconds left in this game, went almost the entire length of the football field, got in field goal range, and Harrison Butker, even though he had 4 points that he didn't get in this game. He missed an extra point, and he missed a field goal. He made up for it by tying this game, and at that point, when it went into overtime and the Chiefs had the ball, there was no doubt in my mind the Chiefs are going to win this game. There was no doubt in my mind, because the Chiefs have always been great when they needed to be great, and give the ball to Patrick Mahomes in overtime, he was going to find a way to win the game, and he did. And guys, the Chiefs just beat the Buffalo Bills when they really shouldn't have. Josh Allen played one of the greatest games I've seen, but somehow Patrick Mahomes was just that much better. It doesn't even make sense. What we saw from number 15 today, that's just legendary status. Like, there's no other way to describe it. He was 33 of 44 for 378 and 3 touchdowns. Obviously, the biggest touchdown of his life came on the final play of the game when he hit Travis Kelce for the game winner. But, we saw Mahomes beat the Bills with his feet today, and he was just so good all game long. He had 7 rushing attempts for 69 yards. So he actually had more rushing yards than Josh Allen, the guy that is famous for running the football. But I think we really have to give our credit to this offense, because the Chiefs defense, whether you like them or not, they collapsed and folded a lot in this game. And I want to talk about that because, if the Chiefs didn't pull a miracle out of nowhere, you would have lost this game. The Bills went up 36-33 with 13 seconds left, and somehow the Chiefs turned something into nothing, or turned nothing into something, but the defense folded. Like, I can't even begin to explain how frustrating it was to see this Chiefs defense missing assignments. They were out of place. They blew coverages. On one of the touchdowns that Josh Allen threw, Mike Hughes just fell down. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game. It really wasn't. But Josh Allen was the best quarterback the Chiefs were going to face in this playoffs. And you somehow found a way to win. At all cost, at any way possible, the Chiefs found a way to win this game. And that's all that matters. You're advancing. You're going to the AFC Championship game for the 4th year in a row. It doesn't matter how you got there. It just matters that you got there. And the Chiefs win this game in the most improbable fashion I have ever seen. And it's just, we are so blessed as Chiefs fans. The fact that this game had absolutely no chance of going in the Chiefs' favor. The Chiefs were dead. They were lying on the ground. And they had a slimmer of hope and the slimmer of chances. And they had a heartbeat. And Patrick Mahomes took that heartbeat and he revived the team. He really revived the team. The first play in that 13-second time period went to Tyreek Hill, who got a huge chunk of yards over the middle of the field. And then they were able to call a timeout. Then he hit Travis Kelce over the middle of the field, who got well within field goal range. And at that point, it just felt like, oh my God, this offense is unbeatable. Like the Buffalo Bills defense was good tonight, but at the end of the day, the Chiefs playmakers just made plays. Travis Kelce was the best tight end on the planet. I mean, he just looked like it. Tyreek Hill burned the Buffalo Bills with like a minute left for a big-time touchdown to give the Chiefs the lead. And I think that we don't really talk about that, but the Chiefs gave the Bills way too much time. They had a minute left, and ultimately the Bills went down and scored, and the Chiefs were in a big-time deficit. So, they scored too quickly on the previous possession, but somehow, some way, it didn't matter. And I'm at a loss for words. I really have a hard time grasping what we just saw. I don't know how you guys feel, but to me, that was the AFC Championship game. And you found a way in one of the most craziest upsets, I guess you could say, of all time. They found a way to win. Buffalo fans were celebrating. I was getting Bills fans hitting up my Twitter saying, oh, Josh Allen just beat Patrick Mahomes. And yet Patrick Mahomes found a way to win when there was no way to win. And I cannot believe that. I just, sometimes you just got to chalk it up to the great players being great. And the Chiefs' core three of Mahomes, Hill, and Kelce were quite possibly the greatest three players that the world has ever seen tonight. Like what they did in the final 2 minutes of this game in an overtime, it's something that we might never see again. Like that is so extremely special. And honestly, I thought that a lot of these guys looked good. Jerick McKinnon had a lot of really quality dump-off catches that he was able to turn upfield and got pretty big chunks of yards. He had 5 catches for 54 yards, but Clyde ran the ball well. I've had a lot of complaints with Clyde in the past, but I think he actually did a pretty good job. He had 7 touches for 60 yards, averaging 8.6 yards a carry. He had a couple really big runs, and it really opened up the defense, and it allowed Mahomes to throw. But Mecole Hardman in this game had a little jet sweep touchdown, and then he caught the ball and went absolutely bonkers and found his way into the end zone. Like what he was able to do with the ball in his hands tonight was extremely special. But all these guys were great. I'm looking at it right now. Byron Pringle had a couple really good catches in this game, and honestly, there really was nobody that didn't get involved tonight. Noah Gray had a catch. Mecole Hardman obviously had a touchdown and a catch. And honestly, I think that it took everybody to win tonight. And that's a thing of absolute beauty. Like, I really can't believe what we just saw. Like, that was one of, if not the greatest game in Chiefs history, let alone in NFL history. Like, it was a back and forth game. There was lead changes in the fourth quarter. And under all the pressure in the world, under all the adversity, after the Chiefs defense folded and let Josh Allen throw multiple touchdown passes to take the lead, the Chiefs offense was never concerned. They never showed any signs of giving up. And the fight in this team, at least on offense, it's unbelievable. It's something that we have never really seen before. The ability to score so extremely quickly. Like, I know I'm going to talk about it again, and I know really quickly, there was a really bad play call earlier in the game where on a big time third down in the red zone, they gave the ball to Blake Bell, who tried to give a little flip pass to Jerick McKinnon, who got tackled, and the Chiefs had to kick a field goal. On that play, they should have just let Pat keep it because he's the best quarterback on the planet, so obviously you want the ball in his hands. But regardless of that, the Chiefs still found a way to overcome all the adversity. And Patrick Mahomes, staring in the face of death, staring in the face of elimination, beat his AFC counterpart in one of the wildest finishes to a game in which I think I've seen in maybe in my lifetime. I can't wrap my mind around what we saw. And I know this post-game show's probably not what anyone wants to hear. I'm not really giving a analytical breakdown or talking about the nitty-gritty of this game. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I can't believe what I just saw. Like we just witnessed one of the greatest playoff games of all time, and the Chiefs made it look easy on offense. And to that I say, good luck. Like, the Chiefs are having this supposed down year, and they just rattled off one of the best wins I've ever seen, and they're going to the AFC Championship game for the 4th year in a row. Like, they're hosting the AFC Championship game for the 4th year in a row. And to do it without Tyrann Mathieu, Jerron Reed got banged up at times, but he had a crucial sack later in the game. Chris Jones went to the tent. Charvarius Ward went to the tent. The Chiefs were battling through some stuff, and they still found a way to do. I'm stuttering like hell. The Chiefs still found a way to do just enough defensively and offensively, obviously, to win this game. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Michael, the Chiefs defense folded just like you said, which is true. But they had just enough stops earlier in the game when the offense just didn't capitalize to at least keep this game close. And to that I say, they did their job at times tonight. Obviously, in crunch time, they didn't, but that's not the storyline. It doesn't matter that the defense looked bad. They still found a way to win, and that's all that matters at this point in time. And I think we got to tip our cap. Patrick Mahomes just proved that he is one of the clutchest players of all time. Aaron Rodgers lost yesterday. Oh, Aaron Rodgers can't win big games. Patrick Mahomes can. Patrick Mahomes, when the games are in dire situations, when you have 13 seconds left and 3 timeouts, and you got to go basically the length of the football field to at least tie the game, that's no problem. Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to do it, and it's unfucking believable. It's just, I can't even believe what we're seeing. This game was wild. This game was bonkers, and the Chiefs found a way to get it done, and that's all that matters. So Chiefs Kingdom, how are you guys feeling about this win? I'm going to talk about it later on in the week, and trust me, this is a game that we're going to be talking about for a long time, but I just wanted to give my live reaction because honestly, the words aren't really coming to my brain right now. I think I'm probably losing oxygen from how much I screamed, but all that matters is the Kansas City Chiefs found a way to win an overtime thriller against the Buffalo Bills by a final score of 42-36, and with this win, the Chiefs are going to be hosting their 4th straight AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more of the best Chiefs content on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram for more of the latest updates on future videos, as well as instant Chiefs news right after it happens. You can also support the channel via the Patreon, as well as buying merchandise from the KC Sports Report store on Teespring. The links to all of those websites will be in the description. You just listened to the KC Sports Report, presented by Michael Darcy.